Hi, this is Jesper, and I make videos for YouTube for those who like to challenge mindset and do something different and taking their organization to the next level. And today we're going to talk about customer journey mapping. And the way that I like to approach my subject is not just to talk about the what and the how, but also understanding the why and what lies behind frameworks and tools and techniques that are successful in organization and can change the results quite radically if they are applied in the right way. So today we're going to cover a number of things. Of course, we're going to talk about what customer journey mapping is, but we're also going to talk about the background and where it's coming from, and when to use it, and how to use it. We're going to unpack a real example so that you can understand exactly how it works, so you can become an expert and take it into your organization and make a difference. Throughout this video, I will be using a number of different frameworks and refer to tools and techniques. Everything can be downloaded in the description below this video. And if you like what you're seeing and learning, please support my channel by clicking or hitting the like and the subscribe button. Let's get started. Customer journey mapping can be traced back to 1981, when Jan Karlsson, a fellow Swede, was appointed Chief Executive Officer of Scandinavian Airline Systems, SAS. Back then, SAS was owned by 3 Scandinavian governments and very bureaucratic and top-heavy, as most government organizations are. Jan Karlsson recognized this problem, and he wanted to turn it around and empower employees that were facing customers to be able to make decisions there on the spot. But to do that, he needed to understand the customer and how the customer interacts and thinks about the organization. And to achieve this, he created a framework and a technique that he called moment mapping. Customer journey mapping is best summarized as visual storytelling of a customer's relationship and interactions with an organization. And it looks great, but its power doesn't lie in the visual. It lies in the fact that it's customer-centric, and it drives customer-centric transformation, customer-centric understanding and innovation in an organization. It's not an inside-out view such as a departmental or stakeholder view, but an outside-in view, viewed through the eyes of the customer. It's never created in its own right, but created in combination with other techniques such as service blueprint, service design, customer experience design, and design thinking. We will briefly touch on all of these throughout the video. I recorded a video a few weeks ago where I describe how to develop a quick, rapid, pragmatic customer experience design using aspects of customer journey mapping, and you find the link in the top right corner of this video. A customer journey map consists of at least 4 layers. The top layer is a customer lifecycle, and the customer lifecycle describes the stages a customer passes through. There are many ways of modeling this, and it is depending upon the type of industry and the type of product or service. It can be as simple as describing before the event, during the event, or after the event. Or it can be more elaborate and describe awareness, research, comparison, purchase, use, and retention. Let's use the example of the purchase of a new car. And in honor of the Swedish origin of customer journey mapping, we are going to use a Swedish car as an example, a Volvo. Now, Volvo is no longer Swedish, but let's just conveniently ignore that fact. The second layer describes situations and activities that take place within individual customer stages. Situations are moments without a specific task, but which influence a decision. For example, seeing a neighbor's new Volvo and chatting to the neighbor about it, and then jump onto Google and do some research, and then perhaps joining a Volvo group on Facebook. Volvo is not in control of these activities, but can join the Facebook group to answer questions or to respond to negative feedback. Now, this is important. This is not the same as touchpoints, and confusing activities with touchpoints is a common amateur mistake. The third layer is customer needs, and this requires a deep customer understanding because two customers can go through the same journey but have different needs. For example, a Volvo buyer would likely value safety and is probably buying for the family, whereas a Renault buyer would probably buy because of, actually I'm not really sure why anyone would actually buy a French car, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. There are two tools and techniques I use to unpack customer needs: design thinking and the value proposition canvas. And I will make future videos on these, but for now I put some links in the description below the video. The fourth layer is the customer experience, which models how well the customer needs are met. And similar to the customer needs, different customer types can have different experiences. For example, if we are developing a customer journey map for a car dealership that is selling both Volvos and Renault cars, we would develop two customer journey map, one for each customer type. And another name for a customer type is a persona. These layers form a starting point, which are often extended by adding additional layers. One common use is to extend it into a service blueprint, which describes how an organization delivers its products and services to its customers. A service blueprint has three components: the customer journey map, an on-stage component, and a backstage component. The on-stage component describes the actors that deliver the service. Actors are not only employees, but covers anything that interacts with the customer, such as a website. It is in the on-stage component that touchpoints are identified, which describes the interactions between the organization and the customer. For example, after doing some research, a customer may call a dealership and request a test drive. Touchpoints are important because the company controls them and can use them to directly influence the customer experience. The customer journey map and the on-stage part are often referred to as above-the-line visibility. The backstage is below-the-line visibility, and it includes everything that happens behind the scenes to deliver the service or the product to the customer. It is often not visible, but includes internal processes, suppliers, and IT systems. The customer experience, on stage and backstage, must all hum harmoniously together to deliver a great customer experience and return a profit to the organization. And lastly, I will share some of my own experiences and insights, etc., as having been a practitioner of customer journey mapping for many years. And number one is start small, be pragmatic. You can develop your first draft customer journey map in about a day with the right people in the right environment. But number two, this is only the starting point. The customer journey map is organic, it's living, it is evolving, it should be referred to continuously and being updated continuously. To be effective, it must, and I'm stressing must, be based on research. We can use our own internal opinions and data, etc. in the beginning to get it started, but it must be validated through real and proper customer research. A customer journey map based on internal opinions, in my experience, will never work. Employees are often viewed as the actors in customer journey mapping, but they can also be customers. And this is how we're using customer journey mapping to create a great employee experience in an organization. Identify and focus on what's most important to the customer and delivers most value. This allows us to create customer journey mapping with a shorter and quicker time to value. And embed it into the organization. Make it part of the fabric of the organization, the operating model. Make it part of dashboards. key performance indicators, balance scorecards, etc. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please hit the like and the subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care until then.